maganda. You so copy paste ka ng mga ng code balik-balik, and your code would be very long. So we have simpler way to do this by using loops. So let's use for loop. So since it's a for loop, we will enclose this whole thing and this part of the loop within the curly braces. It's a good practice to place tabs or spaces so that you can see what is the organization of your uh, code. So since for this, I tabbed this whole line of code. So it's saying that this part is under for loop. It makes reading your code. It makes your code more readable. So it's a good practice to do that. So for loop of first the counter, well I is less than 10 since that's your array size, and then I plus plus to increment your counter. And instead of placing the index here, we place I. So as you go through the loop, it will automatically replace what is found there. So if you run this, it would actually stop. It's not as readable. We add a escape character in line. I use forward slash. Sorry, it's backslash. So it's not just your code is readable, as well as your output. It's better if you make it readable and so on to end. So you using loops, you simplify the input if you have a lot of inputs. That's a bit very basic na accepting. So just one moment. Are you following so far, guys? So again, that was accepting input and then accepting multiple inputs. Now, by having a shorter line of code, fewer lines of code. So what could have been around 50 lines of code, so is reduced to just 18 lines of code. So that is why we suggest if you have parts of your code that are repeating over and over again, you use loops to make it shorter. This is different from we call this iteration. This is different from recursion, which is uh, better in terms of memory management. For the looping is actually very intensive in terms of processing. So that's simple example. Let's make this more add more to the problem. So setting 10 integers and 10 integers from this and display them. So instead of just displaying them, how about we add get the sum and display. Play the sum, and then at the same time display all the inputs and the sum. So this time we have an operation. We are told to get the sum. So if first of all, we need to declare some variable to hold that sum. You can not declare a variable. There's a way. It depends on the problem if it's saying to store the sum or not. Um, in this case, it's just saying to display it. So that's you can actually not declare a variable for sum. So I'm commenting this out for now. So since it's accepting an input and then display and then sum, so we need to change this our lines of code. So instead of after entering the input, we display it right away. So we need to get a sum first before the display. So just move the display, then there. So basically, this is for just saving your input, the user's input. So we need another more lines of code for the sum. In this case, you can just basically say mm, since it's just displaying the values. No, it's better to it's better to have a, a variable to say that to a container for some. You can still use the without displaying, but it's too too long. It does not make sense to use that. So you can just say sum is equal to sum plus is equal to I. Have you used the shorthand before? Sum plus sum. Nagamit mo? Your coding projects activities before? Anyone? This, if for those who have not used it, this basically means sum is equal to sum plus sum. No, sorry. Num sum plus num. So basically, you add whatever is here to your sum. So let's try running this. So what was wrong? Nag-enter ng input tapos wala ka nag-display sa iyong sum. So let's print our sum. So it prints it. So anong kulang? Hindi nga display back yung whatever was inputted by the user. So you can have another loop. So you entered. And to make it more readable, instead you just place a space that so lumali kasi wala hindi dapat yung you have to remove the address operator, the ampersand. Ang gulo, di ba? Wait, dapat mas labas yung sa so it's now more readable. You can pwede maglalagay ng use case dito. So basically fulfills what you're asked. But is this a good way to code? A good what I did? Okay na ba yun? Wala bang kulang? So it's a good practice whenever you code to always place comments. So so in case for this case, the code is very simple. If you're a coder, you could straight away find out what is actually asked or what the code is trying to do. But if for the more complicated codes, mas mahirap siyang i-parse the meaning of the code. So it's a good practice to always leave comments. For example, for each variable, you place comments like for for the number integer where you say it stores user input. Or for some is the total of the sum of the inputs. In this way as well, it's a good practice to make your variable names very concise. So even if example this comment is redundant from the name of the variable it's sum, so I know it's sum. But if you have a lot of sums in your code, um, you may some other coders should say the sum one, sum two, which can be confusing. So that's where the comments come in. So maybe if it's some other user input for sales or for total salary, for total inventory. So that's where the comment user, the coder's comments comes in. So for this, you can just summarize the comment for the whole line, for this whole line of code. So takes in user user input and gets total. And for this, you can just say displays inputs, displays. So, So in your codes, I think not of most of you got give comments. So it makes my job easier in checking your codes when if you leave comments. So from now on, please do leave comments in your code. It, it's not just for me, but as well as for you because it clarifies your what you did, what you coded. So in case you missed some parts of the problem, you can see the comments and you can know I forgot to display something. It's not in the comments. So that's simple example four. It's just display integers. Our topic now is strings. So let's extend this problem to take strings from users. So say I want to accept names of members in the club. So accept uh, club members. In this case, I should say 10 club members. Any idea how we do this, guys? So first of all, we need an array of the string to store the names of the members. So let me comment. I will comment all of this out. For multiple line comments, use yeah, open it with a backslash forward slash asterisk and then close it with a asterisk backslash forward slash. Just move this random value. Okay, so we need to declare the variables for the names of your users of the members. So character string is a character array. So names. Let's just say uh, 15. So if ganito siya, then let's save the names of your members, 10 members. Will this work? Anyone? So for this, let's just say name and then size 15. So it's only for one number. So we say, if I want to save it and F, what would be the modifier that we use? We use percent %s since it's a string and leave the percent %s for it. Will this work? In this case, it's just a name of one person. So let's try. I'm not entering it. Oh, sorry. Print F. Don't know that. What's wrong? How should we do this? Hindi naman siya. Hindi pala name nandyan. Sorry. So what is wrong here? Sabi niya names undeclared. First use of the function. Because I actually declared it as names. Oh yeah. Should I error? And if this is mine. So that's just one. That's just one name. But our problem is we need to accept 10 names. What can we do then? Any ideas? By the way, saan na kayo sa module? Stream manipulation? So, the simplest na way that you can solve this, the who's forced away, is just to say name one, name two, etc. You enumerate the names for how many numbers. It's a quick and dirty solution. Another would be you can use a multi-dimensional array. You can use. Let's try it. If it works. Have you tried using a multi-dimensional array for strings? So then counter I is less than. In this case, I know my string length is 15. Sorry, no. 10, since it's 10 numbers. And I oops. So, dito, let's just comment this out for now. Let's just say it's fine. So, why did I. Let's see if this will work. So it cannot, no, it doesn't work. I think this works for Java, so I'm sorry. So it won't work. Hindi ka pwede mag-multidimensional array to take in more than one name. So it doesn't nice if this works because it's a simpler na solution instead of just saying 10 different, what my one? Kaya yung reason? Nah, so simpler. So try to research if you try to look for articles if you can see now if something like this works. So if we want to take 10 number names, what we usually do, the simplest thing is just to declare a struct. Is module 5? Yeah, module 5. We declare struct, let's say members, and this will be placed here. So what basically struct, the keyword struct allows you to declare your own about type or have functions are custom user defined functions. Uh, struct allows you to create user defined data types. So it's very convenient because your data type your structure can take in more than one data type within a structure. So, example, I also say age here. You can take the age as well of whoever of that person member. Except name and years. Let's add that. So now we can have two. These are the members of your structure member. So within your main now, we declare, we initialize a member. Members. And what's nice is you can also create an array of structures. In this case, let's have 10 because we want 10 lima lang pala. Good. Excuse me. 10 members of your structure, or 5. Since I'm just going to do to demonstrate. So now this your code needs to be modified. So under the name, you scan the name. Where do we save this? First is members I dot names. I'll use the binarity operator dot to denote that we want to access the names in the first member space. Try to run it. It's error. Oh, sorry. Int age, not age int. And expect an identifier before. Oh yeah. So struct members, and then you need to place the name of your whatever it is. Then the next error is so when you are declaring a array of structures, so you need to say struct members or the struct and then the name of your structure, and then you need to create a separate name for whatever the array is. And then members is undeclared because I'm now using club. Okay, so can now take in hello Mike. So now you can take in multiple names. Let's try printing it back. Still, if you want to access the oh sorry. So it printed whatever the name. So that's you took in the names. And if you want to save a different from the different number of your structure, in this case, the second member of the structure is age. So age is an integer, b. So and then here we say age. And if you want to print it, Have warning, percent B, specs, argument of type. So, nag-core dump siya, may error. So, kayo mali. So the error here is in the the storing of your age na variable. So, ano kaya siya? Any ideas how to solve this error? By the way, when when you're running programs and no, when you're making code, usually we say it is a compile time error if when you debug or run and then it gives you an error. But if it's when your program is running and then it stops suddenly, we call it a runtime error. I, I'm not sure if I mentioned it before, pero yun siya. Any ideas how to solve this runtime error? Guys? Are you still following?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Let's wait, let me see. Focus. So, I realize. It's already 10:47, dapat 10:20 lang tayo. I will leave this to you as an assignment and we'll continue next meeting how to solve if may ganito na error. How to properly actually say assignment siya. Though hindi siya to be submitted, but I will be asking you next meeting on how to solve it. You just I will send it to GC na lang the code. So this is a very simple solution dito. You can actually find it in slides. Anyways, since lampas na siya ng time. Thank you very much for coming.
thank you.
See you next meeting. And if you have questions, you can message me. Hope you understood the lesson so far. Thank you. Bye.